So it's been a while. It's almost time for my triumphant return at Christmas, but I thought I would return slightly earlier this year. It has not been a good time for me lately. I took a job in PEI for the summer and my contract ended early, and I also had a mental breakdown, so doing really great. But as always, this is supposed to be about the books that I'm reading. So my triumphant return will actually be my fall TBR, which I will also have posted on TikTok and Instagram if you're interested in following me on either of those platforms as well. But I wanted to get started with some of the reading prior to it coming out because there's no time like the present, and I'm just waiting for a couple books. There's a pre-order that I'm waiting for, and I think there's 2 books that I want to buy to round it out. But right now, I am reading The Witches of Moonshine Manor by Bianca Marais. This was suggested to me by one of my friends, and then I entered a contest from Harper to get a copy, and then they sent me an ARC, not to read before it came out, because I got it like 3 days before it came out, and I am reading it now. It has been out for a few weeks, came out on the 23rd of August, so it's been almost a month, but I'm really enjoying it so far. I think it's really interesting. I was a little worried when I started it because it does have a fairly large cast of characters, but I am really enjoying that it is a demographic that I don't often see in books. So they're all elderly, which is really interesting. There's 2 queer characters so far. I don't know about the other characters, but that's really cool. They all live together in this manor that's going to be destroyed, and they're witches. And there's a teen who is determined to save it, even though she doesn't know them or anything like that. Anyways, I'm about halfway through now, and I'm very much enjoying it. But I thought I would start it now, because it's Sunday night, and I didn't do this earlier, but I've been doing a lot of unpacking, some purging of my books, and a lot of stuff like that. But I'll give you a tour of what I've accomplished since I've gotten home. My shelves have changed significantly, so that's exciting, and they were going to continue to change. So very good, very good, very good. Yeah, that's it for now. Maybe I'll update you later before I go to bed if something particularly exciting happens in here, or if I finish it, because it's a distinct possibility. It's going quite quick, so I'll update you later. Hello, good afternoon. I am at my desk. I finished reading The Witches of Moonshine Manor last night, and it was so delightful. The ending was just so good and sweet. I highly recommend it. As y'all know, not good at reviewing books. Not getting words together in a sentence about why I liked a book and explaining the virtues of a book is not one of my strong suits, which is not good. As someone who used to be a bookseller, and as someone who irregularly posts about books. But it's just so great. I think I talked about last night how I really enjoyed how it is showing a different age demographic than most other books. But yeah, it was so good. I have just been updating my spreadsheet for reading, and haven't done that in a while, so that's been fun. I've bought a lot of books this year. And it's not including any ARCs that I've gotten. So far this year I've bought 101 books. Like, there's at least 3 other books that I'm gonna buy, because there's 3 books that I want to buy for spooky season. And then, I don't know, I might buy some Christmas books around Christmas. Anyways, but I've only read 90 books so far this year, so I don't like that I'm in a deficit. I do have to keep reminding myself that quite a lot of them are books that I had bought secondhand, so that I can continue to read Clive Cussler and Tom Clancy, uninterrupted. So 35 of them are secondhand. 66. So 66 books doesn't sound as bad to me, because it would mean that I've actually read over half of them, because I've read 37 of the books that I've bought so far this year, and I'm actually currently working on my 38th because I started a new book. I don't have The Dust Jacket right now, but I'll show you that later. What is it called? It has a very long title, which is why I have to continue to look it up, because I don't want to get it wrong. I found out about it from the Order of the Good Death, because they were letting people know that it existed. He's a member of the order, and it, you know, coincides with the work that the order does. So it's called All the Living and the Dead, From Embalmers to Executioners, an Exploration of the People Who Have Made Death Their Life's Work, by Hayley Campbell. So Hayley Campbell is a journalist originally from Australia. That's what I've gathered from the introduction that I read. And her father worked on From Hell, which is the graphic novel about Jack the Ripper, which I read 4 years ago, I think. I read it for a tome topple because there's only a few graphic novels that are over 500 pages. I chose that one. Moore wrote it. I believe he's Canadian too, which I think is one of the reasons that I chose it. And I had liked some of his other graphic novels. Anyways, it wasn't a graphic novel for me. I have since bequeathed it on to someone else. I think I actually gave it to one of my friends who really likes Alan Moore. And I don't think he had read this one. Anyways, it doesn't matter who got the book, but her father worked on that, so her childhood was surrounded with a lot of this death imagery that was used in this graphic novel, because it is one of the most graphic novels I have read. Her introduction is talking about that and the difference between how her parents approached death and how her Catholic school approached death as a child, and how these kind of ideas rubbed up against each other, and how in society there is this idea that we should hide away death, and people who work in death-related industries don't really get the recognition that they deserve, and are kind of like hidden away as society's little secret. Anyways, it's very good so far. Again, I have only just started this book. I have read maybe 10 pages of the introduction, but each chapter is about a different profession. So I might talk about this one more than some of the other books, just because I think it will be very interesting to talk about each chapter individually. But this will make it a very long vlog, and as the person who has to edit this later, I don't know if I really want to do that. But I don't feel like reading at the current moment, so I think I'm going to play some Sims. I was playing quite a bit when I was away on my laptop, but my laptop does not work too good, so I am going to play on my computer, which means I will not be playing with my legacy. But last time I was home, it was right after the high school expansion pack was released, which I am so in love with. So in love. So I'm going to play with the family that I created to play around with that pack on this computer, which I think will be a lot of fun. I think I made a teen girl who has 2 parents, and her 2 parents are kind of funky, and I think she's gonna be a lot of fun. But yes, anyways, that's it. That's all we have. I will update you sometime later. So I forgot to film an update for the vlog yesterday. I did do a day in the life on TikTok, so if you want to like see a more in-depth version, you can go there and see it. But basically, me and my mom ran errands for most of the day. First, we went to Superstore and I got a new dress. It's really nice. My brother has an engagement party this Friday, so I wanted to get something new to wear to that, which is great. Then we went to IKEA because I needed a light bulb. I got the light bulb. It was good. Then we went to Michael's and Walmart. And then we went to Indigo, and I got some books and a cross-stitch magazine. So I bought The League of Gentlewoman Witches by India Holton. I got The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana. I also bought Love on the Brain. I pre-ordered it, but I gave it to a friend. So I got myself a new copy. It's by Ali Hazelwood. I've already read it and I love it. I also have got a copy of Small Town Big Magic by Hazel Beck, and Angelica Frankenstein Makes Her Match by Sally Thorne. These two are arcs that were given to me by one of my former co-workers that she got from HarperCollins. So I guess thank you to HarperCollins for allowing me the opportunity to read these, even though you didn't give them to me and somebody else did. I'm just waiting for one book to come in so that I can film on my spooky season TBR, which I'm very excited about. I'm going to do one for YouTube and one for TikTok and Instagram. But of course I have already read 1.5 books from that TBR. So I am about halfway through All Things Living and Dead by Hayley Campbell. I was originally going to talk about each section as I read it, but I kind of forgot. So I'll do a quick thing. The first section is on funeral directors. That one was good, but I've read quite a few books from funeral directors and stuff like that, so it wasn't really anything new. The second chapter is called The Gift, and it is about the director of anatomical services at the Mayo Clinic. That one was very interesting and tied really nicely into the fourth chapter, which is called Limbo, which was about disaster victim investigation. Limbo, I think, has been my favorite chapter so far. In between those, chapter 3 was about a death mask sculptor, which was very interesting. Then we had the horror for chapter 5, which is about crime scene cleaner. I don't think I got everything that I wanted out of that chapter, but it was good. The 6th chapter was Dining with the Executioner, which was interesting. And right now I'm reading chapter 6 called None of This Is Forever, which is about embalming. So yeah, it's been very interesting so far. I feel like I should be savoring it more than it is. I keep alternating between wanting to sit with it and think about it for a long time and also just kind of blaze through it. So if I ever reread a book, this will probably be one of the ones that I end up rereading. But in reality, I don't have time. I don't have time for rereading. So anyways, that's where I'm at. That's what I'm doing. Today, I think I'm just going to rest because I'm tired, and tomorrow's going to be a busy day. A lot of cleaning and stuff has to happen before the party. And then Friday, obviously, will also be busy. So yep, that's it. That's what's going on with me. I'll probably update you later on what's been going on. Perhaps do some cool b-roll. Unlikely, but we can dream. Anyways, bye. I feel like this probably makes it look like I haven't moved all day, which is indeed not the case. I did some cleaning. I did my application for EI, so that's good. I played some Sims. I took a nap because applying for EI made me so incredibly stressed. And I had dinner. But I thought for a treat tonight, I would read a manga. So I haven't decided which one because I have 3 different choices. The latest volume of Spy Family, volume 8. The latest volume of The Way of the House Husband, which is volume 8 also. Or volume 6 of The Witch Hat Atelier. So gotta decide what one I want to read. And some stickers fell out from Occupied Mind. Good. Gotta stick those places. Anyways, I'll choose one of these and update you when I've read it. So I decided to go with Witch Hat. I love this manga series so much. It is so adorable and wonderful. All the characters they're so sweet. And I really love how it brings a joy and wonder to magic, which isn't something that I have felt in a long time. Yeah, although I just started this in May, I have been working on trying to savor this series. So I have 3 volumes left on my shelf, and I have volume 10 pre-ordered already, because as soon as I read volume 1, I knew that I needed to read them all. And it has yet to let me down. Every volume has been better than the last. The mystery continues to unfold. I'm very excited for the next one based on what just happened at the end of this one. So yeah, if you're looking for a wonderful magical manga, I would highly recommend Witch Hat Atelier. It is just such a delight. But I'm pretty sleepy now, so I think I'm going to read a little bit more of one of the other books I'm reading and then go to bed. But yeah, it's been a good day. So tomorrow's Thursday. It's going to be pretty busy. We have a lot of cleaning to do. I have to make muffins in case the power goes out because a hurricane's coming Friday, Saturday. And it's expected to be category 1 or 2, which like isn't that bad. We've had worse hurricanes before, but like isn't great. So we'll see how that goes, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Today was a very busy day. I don't know if you can hear the wind, but it is now very windy. It's 10:30. We've just lost power for the first time. It just flicked. Could mean something, could mean nothing. Could be fine. Don't know. I have my lantern just in case because it's dark and I don't like the dark. The storm will start in earnest in like a few hours. So like this isn't even the storm, which is a little concerning, but you know, we'll see how it goes. But today was good. I was very busy. I got my oil and filter done this morning, and then I got ready for Martin's party, and we had a party. Some people came. It was fun, but I'm very tired, so I'm going to go to bed. I'll update you if I wake up in the middle of the night. Update, as you can tell from this gorgeous lighting, the power is now out. It is 11:30 p.m. It doesn't sound that bad out there yet, like no worse than a nor'easter would, and really even not that bad as a winter storm. So I guess we'll see what it's like when I wake up. Good night. So after 4 days, we have finally gotten our power back. It is Tuesday night now. I didn't do any vlogging in between just because it didn't feel right to use cell phone battery for that. Not that we had service for a long time. We didn't get service reliably until yesterday, which is awful, but like it was the same with everybody in the region. So where I live in Halifax and Dartmouth, it wasn't so bad. Like the wind and things were like just what we would expect from a normal winter storm. Obviously there was still like a lot of trees down, and we didn't have power for 4 days, so it wasn't good, but it's not like what we're seeing in PEI in Cape Breton and Newfoundland, who really got like the brunt of the storm. So we are very fortunate here, despite the stuff that has also happened. So yeah, basically I've read for the past 4 days. I finished It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey, A Botanist's Guide to Parties and Poisons, whose author I forget. I read A Lullaby for Witches by Hester Fox. And what was the last thing I read? Oh yeah, The Book of Gothel, which is very interesting. I could take or leave Tessa Bailey's book that I read. It was fine. No complaints. A Botanist's Guide to Parties and Poison was great. I really enjoyed that one. Those both I read on my Kobo. I borrowed them from the library. If you really liked The Lighthouse Witches, A Lullaby for Witches is definitely for you. It has some similar vibes. There is not time travel, but definitely time intermingling, and like, you know, a little bit of a sweet romance as well. I think I rated that 3. So, you know, I also rated Book of Gothel 3 stars. It was okay. It reminded me a lot of Hild, which I conveniently have here, which is a great book. I liked Hild better. And there's a lot of things that were in the book that I liked how it was done. I'm not good at talking about it, obviously, because I'm still processing it. This is what happens when I read so many books so close together, which means that I'm like this all the time. So, it's a frame narrative, which I love. Everyone's favorite abbess, Hildegard von Bingen, is in it. I just really didn't like the main character. She was selfish and just generally not like a good person, which is always something I struggle with. I also read Volume 7 of which had Atelier, which was great. We're fleshing out some characters, we're diving deeper. Always love that. And I have started reading The Ballad of Perilous Graves. So far this is just okay for me. I love the setting. I don't have a good grasp on the magic system yet. Neither do the characters. I really love that there is a trans character in here though, and I think that is some pretty good representation. I think it's really good representation of New Orleans and the PTSD that folks have from Katrina that are living there, because it talks about Katrina not all the time, but like enough, and having just gone through a minor hurricane and, you know, remembering the aftermath of Katrina myself as someone who watched it on TV and stuff like that. I've been enjoying that, which means I only have 2 books left that I requested from Orbit after I finish this one before I left Indigo. So my next reads are going to be Half a Soul and The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy. I'm very excited for this one, so I'm going to leave it for after this one, and then we'll get to the books that I have just bought recently. I did post a TBR for spooky season on my TikTok and Instagram, so if you'd like to see what other things I have on the go for this season, you go there. I didn't include Bernicula. I always read a Bernicula book around this time of year, but I only have 2 left after this one, so perhaps this year I'll finish out Bernicula. Who knows? At the rate I'm currently going, I will have to make a second spooky season TBR because I have 8 books and a couple of graphic novels, and it's not going to be enough to make it through October, because today, I think it's the 29th, or is it the 27th? It's between the 27th and the 29th. That time doesn't have a lot of meaning here anymore after not having power for so long. Yeah, I was originally going to end this on Sunday, but seeing as though we've missed 4 days, I'm just going to continue until Sunday. So it'll be 2 weeks smooshed together because of a severe weather event. Tomorrow, I'm going to read some. I'm going to clean some. I might help outside with some more work. After the hurricane, we luckily didn't have any trees down on our property, so didn't have to deal with any of that, but there was like a lot of leaves and debris, so we took care of that here. And then my best friend lives down the street from me, so they had a tree down. Didn't have to have help with that. They had friends with chainsaws who came and took care of all that for them, but I went down and helped the next day with the leaves and debris. So yeah, it's been a busy 4 days, and like those 2 days were nice, but then the last 2 days were rainy. But I'm gonna go read some more of The Ballad of Perilous Graves and go to bed because I'm tired. So thanks for sticking with this vlog. If you've made it this far, perhaps you're just wondering how the storm went. but we're doing okay. So, yeah, I'll talk to you later. Here we are at the end of another day. I did plan on doing more filming today, but I didn't. I woke up, I perused the jobs board, found something I wanted to apply to, so I worked on that. Got in touch with Nova Scotia Works and got an appointment to visit them. Good. Helped with yard work and then played some Sims, and that was pretty much the day. So busy. Still haven't finished the book, so not really a lot to update on, to be honest. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm going to bed, but tomorrow should be good. My mom's having some friends over for dinner, which would be nice to see them. My life is boring, what can I say? Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow. So it's been like probably a week since I updated. So obviously this getting back into vlogging thing hasn't been working too well for me. I'm going camping on Thursday with my dad, so I plan on doing a camping vlog. And hopefully that will work out well. It should be a good time. Each week I've been doing like a day in the life thing on TikTok, so if you want like that sort of content, check that out. I repost it onto my Instagram as well. But yeah, right now I'm reading From Bad to Cursed. It is really good. I'm very much enjoying it. I like necromancy, so that's been cool. Since I last talked to you, I don't know all of what I finished, but I definitely finished Half a Soul, which is really great. It's a Regency-based fairy tale fantasy romance. Wonderful. And I also finished The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy, which I think is probably my favorite book that I've read this year. It is so wonderful and I loved every minute of it. I will be doing a wrap-up for October where I talk about all the books that I've read, so I will definitely go into more detail about both of those in that. But yeah, I'm just trying to wrap this up. So I'll start again tomorrow on a new vlog about camping, because, you know, we'll have to do packing and a whole bunch of other stuff. So yeah, thank you for watching this hot mess, and I'll see you soon.